Hi everyone, back to another video, and right now you can see I'm in Shanghai. I'm studying in Shanghai. I'm doing my master's in Shanghai Jiaotong University. It's like one of the best universities in China currently, and recently I have been very happy because I have just received Erasmus Mundus scholarship to do another master's in Europe. So I'm going to make this video to let you guys know what is Erasmus Mundus scholarship and how to apply and how to get it. And I'll share my first to last steps of whole process, how I applied to my programs and how I did my interviews, and finally I received the admission letter, which you can see on the screen. On my phone I have some notes that I have written down some points that I'll be answering as a Q&A. So first point is, what is Erasmus Mundus scholarship? So Erasmus Mundus scholarship is a European funded master's degree program where you can study in multiple countries throughout 2 years. So at least you will go to 2 countries to get your master's degree. So the program I got into, I think I will be able to go to 3 countries. So my plan is to first go to France and then move to Germany and finally do my master's thesis and internship in Finland. So this is pretty much the Erasmus Mundus scholarship, and they provide huge amount of money. They provide you around 50,000 euro. To be exact, for my program they are providing me 49,000 euro, which is approximately 55,000 USD. So they're giving you that amount of money, and you can use this money to study in the Europe for free. So to talk about the calculation is they're not gonna hand me out 49,000 euro. They're gonna take almost half of the money as their tuition fee, and they will give me around 1,000 euro per month for 2 years. So it will be around 24,000 euro that I will get in my hand. Also they will cover my travel cost, which is 3,000 euro per year, so 2 years, so that's 6,000, and they will also give me 1,000 euro extra for first time or one-time settlement in Europe. So this is pretty much Erasmus Mundus scholarship. You can go to Erasmus Mundus website and you can see there are a lot of programs that are available for you to apply. Before you could only apply to 3 programs, but from this year you can apply as many programs as you want. So me, I graduated from Polymer Materials and Engineering, so I applied to some material science and engineering background programs, and I applied to 5 programs. 3 of them has already responded to me. 2 of them invited me for interview. But anyway, I already got my admission letter, so I already told the other 2 programs that I'm not going to attend the interview, and because if I just take the interview and in case I get selected, I will just take another spot and make it more difficult for other applicants, because maybe at the end I will not be able to go to that program. So when they invited me for the interview, I just told them no, I'm not going and interview others. My second point was, how much money or fund do they provide? I have already told you around 49,000 euro, which is 55,000 USD for 2 years. That's a huge amount of money. Actually, I talked to people who are actually doing this program in Europe. I asked them if 1,000 euro is enough for them to survive, paying the rent and managing the food cost. They said it's more than enough for one single person to manage their food cost and living cost in Europe. Well, I'm not gonna talk about the most expensive countries in Europe, but on average 1,000 euro per month is more than enough for you to manage yourself. Next point is when to apply. Well, it starts around October, November, and it ends around January 15. So you have to be prepared earlier. If I'm applying, well, for example, when I applied last year's 2022 November. From November I was preparing my document and I was looking for programs which one to apply to. People were saying okay, just prepare all the documents and then apply before few days, but I didn't do that. I applied very early, maybe when there was at least 1 month before the deadline. I applied and I just got over it, and another good thing about it is when you are submitting the document, and if you don't have all the documents, maybe sometimes you can just email them and they will add the extra document that you want to apply before the deadline. So the main answer to this question is the program starts around like October, November, when you can apply to this program, and the deadline is around January 15. What happened this year is like for some of the programs they extended the deadline for the application. So from January 15, maybe they extended up to February 1st or something, or January 31st, 30. Okay, it depends on the program. Just be careful, like if you're applying, try to apply around December or January, like the first quarter of January and the full time of December, November. There are some programs that closes their application time very, very early, like even in December. So just also you have to be careful about that. My next point is what document do you need in general? So first of all, you need your passport, all right? Then bachelor's degree transcript and certificates, because you're applying for masters, so they only care about your bachelor's degree, the last degree you have completed. Also, you can add your higher secondary education certificates and all that. If you have already finished your master's degree and you are also applying for the second master's in Europe, you can also apply for your you can apply the transcripts and certificates of your first master's degree. But I think that really matters. They mostly care about your bachelor's degree results. Then you need 2 or 3 recommendation letter. Now this point is very, very important. Why? Because they will tell you to input the email of your professors. Maybe it could be a professor or your boss at your workplace. So they will email the recommender, and the recommender has to upload the recommendation letter for you. So what happened to me is like when I was applying, so there was a page for like adding recommendation letter. So I had to just write down the email of my recommendation letter provider. And when I submitted my document, they sent an email to my professors to upload the recommendation letter. That is a little bit lengthy process and very complicated process. Well, it sounds very, very easy. Like, okay, you will put your email and they will send the email to your professor to input or upload the recommendation letter. But what happens sometimes is that because of the technical difficulty, sometimes the email doesn't go through. So it happened to me twice. Like I wrote down the email of my professor, but at the end when I asked them, like, Professor, did you get any email in your inbox? They said no, they didn't get any email. So it happened like twice, and I was super worried about it. Anyway, so finally I emailed them like, hey, my supervisor didn't get the mail to upload the recommendation letter. So later they just gave me their mail address and told my supervisor to send the recommendation letter to that email address. Then they manually added my recommendation letter to my application form. So this is very, very important. So at least manage 2 recommendation letter, if not 3. The more you have, the better. Sometimes they ask for 3 recommendation letter. So just be prepared in case you need more. You need IELTS score or proof of English proficiency. So I had IELTS score, I added my English proficiency. So what I have to tell you that this is very, very highly competent program. So you don't want to miss out on one document, because everyone almost have all the documents that is required for this scholarship, because it's the biggest scholarship in Europe that you can get. Then also, if you have other language proficiency, you can also add the certificates, because what matters is that you are going to Europe. So it's better if you can already speak one of the languages of your program countries, or one of the language of the whole European continent. What happened to me is like some of the program had localization in German. So I took a semester of German course and I had a certificate, so I just added that to my application, to all of the application I was sending. Some of them didn't have German mobility, but still I just added to my application to make my profile look stronger. In case you're applying to those programs, it's better if you already have some knowledge of this program. Like maybe you can just finish the first stage or the first level of that language. Like for German it's like A1, A2, B1, B2. So I finished A1 and then I was starting for A2. A1 is first basic level and then A2 is like second basic level. So next one is a letter of motivation. That is a very, very important point. It is called LOM or SOP. It can go by both. The letter of motivation is really, really important. I have seen many applicants, they have many international journal papers, they have IELTS, they have everything, but they still didn't get selected. I saw people, they have 10 international journal papers and still got rejected, and what I could tell from their profile is that maybe they didn't write a good motivation letter, like why they choose this program, why this program is related to the program that they are applying to, and why he wants to move to Europe to study and not anywhere else. Letter of motivation is really, really important. Write a good letter of motivation. I mean, if you want help, you can just write me in the comment box, or you can just text me on my socials to proofread your letter of recommendation. I would happily do that anyway. I mean, you have to convince them that you are better than everyone for this program. You are like a whole package. It's not like you are only exceeding in your studies. You have to be a good social worker, or maybe good athlete. I mean, you have to prove like you are perfect. Nobody's perfect, but maybe you are almost you have what it takes to be the best or better than other applicants. So the motivation letter, they also ask for statement of purpose, like in motivation letter they ask you to tell you about yourself and why you need this. Another option they have, like for separate file, there you have to write why you need this program and why this program is related to your background. One file that they required is totally about yourself, and another file that they required is like why this program is related to you. So just like I was applying to a program called chemoinformatics, so when I was writing, I am this, and when there was an option for like why you think that you can be one of the chosen persons, so I wrote like it's chemoinformatics is like the mixer of chemical engineering or like chemistry and informatics. So I have knowledge in informatics, like I can write the codes of Java or C programming or Python and stuff, and I majored in chemistry. So these are the things I just mixed together and wrote like that is why I think I'm perfect for this program. Next point is birth certificate translated in English. It's not like mandatory everywhere, but in some programs they ask for your birth certificate in English. The next one, they ask for work experience or internship. It's really, really important if you have work experience or internship. Me, I worked in my research lab throughout my bachelor's degree, so I just told them like this is my internship experience in the research lab, and I have this. So this actually counts as a work experience. So if you already have work experience in a company or something, remember to get a certificate from the company that's saying that you have worked there for this amount of time. Or if you have done some internship in some educational institute, remember to take any certificates or any letter that proves that you have been there for this amount of time and this is what you have done. This is the impression of the company or the workers on you. So next one is other certificates. Like let's say you won some other scholarship during your bachelor's degree or in your high school, or maybe you own some awards, like special awards. It could be anything. Maybe you were the first person in the sport competition of your school, all right? So just add those awards and certificates that you have, add all of them, all right? Don't miss out on anything. Don't say like, okay, I have this certificate from this online institution that is not well recognized. Don't worry, just add them to your profile. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention during the earlier segment, that you need to add a CV to your application, and this CV is called Europass format CV. That's not like any format that you can upload. They specifically want you to upload the Europass format CV. And the last one is really important, is proof of residence. So what they want to see is that there is two categories of this Erasmus program. One category is like program country, and another program is for partner program. So what is program country? Program country is like the countries that are not part of European Union. So they have some reserved seats for the students that is coming from European Union, and they have some reserved seats for the students who are not coming from European Union. So that's why they want the certificate, proof of residence. So what you have to do is like maybe you can go to your local offices, like I don't know, community office, and ask them to issue you a letter that says like this is your residence address and you are this and your nationality and stuff like that. Take the certificate, and that's what you upload in the section for proof of residence. Now I'm going to talk about the selection process. Actually, this is raining, Actually, when I moved to Shanghai, I really wanted to enjoy the rain in Shanghai, and I think this is a very beautiful day. I mean, it's raining, but I am in the most famous spot in Shanghai. This is called the Bund. I'm in the north part of the Bund, so it feels really good. Although I'm like soaking in the rain, but it feels really good. I'm in like most famous place of Shanghai, and I'm filming this video. Really awesome view, and happy to make this video and happy to share the news of my Erasmus program acceptance. Yeah. So next I'm going to talk about the admission process. So how they will select you. First, after the deadline, they will filter out all the applicants who doesn't have the required documents and stuff. They will maybe select only a few applicants who will they ask for interview process. So they will send each of the final applicants that they get ready for the application. Maybe they will ask for 30 minutes for the interview. Like in 30 minutes they might ask anything, but don't worry, just be relaxed. Like they're not gonna ask nuclear science. They're not gonna ask anything about nuclear science, or rocket science. That's not gonna be that difficult. They're just gonna ask you some basic stuff about the program you are applying to, or about your bachelor. Maybe they might ask you about your bachelor thesis that you have done. After they have done the interview, then they will publish their final results. So usually for each program, or the programs I have applied to, they're taking barely maybe in each program 15 students, and among them 10 of them are like from program countries, like from outside of European Union, and 5 of them are from European Union, from partner countries. Let me tell you something very important. It's like, if you are from program country, that means you are not from European Union, they will give you more money, they have more funding for you. But the people who are from European Union, they are not getting as much money as you will get. Maybe they will not get the travel allowance, or they will not get the money for installment. So you are going there, and they will give you more money than the other students of your kind are getting, the people who are from European Union area. They are just treating you very specially. This is the selection process. Like, they will take your application, then they will filter out all the unnecessary applications who didn't meet the requirements to pass the first selection process. And after that, they will send the interview calls or interview emails to the students who has good grades, or who are they could be part of the program. Then after the interview they take, they're gonna ask you some basic questions, and after that they will basically let you know if you are selected or not. Like maybe they will take maybe 1 week or 2 weeks after the interview, then they will let you know. What happened to me is that when I was preparing for the first interview, I called one of my countrymates. He's also doing the Erasmus program, so I was telling, like, I have an interview after 2 days, so what can I do for the interview, how to prepare for them. So when I was having a call with him, I received the email exactly. Like, he was talking to, like, my program is good, but there's another good program, this is called this. And when he was saying those stuff, I immediately got the offer letter for that program. So this was very amazing. Just like someone is talking about you about that program, and you immediately get the email that you got accepted in that program. So that just felt really amazing. Now I guess that's all about it, and I'm going to add some extra tips. So the first point about the extra tips is that always apply only to the programs related to your subjects. Let's say you have done business, business administration. Don't apply for engineering program. And even if you have done engineering programs, let's say I have done chemical engineering, I'm not gonna apply for aeronautical engineering master's degree. I finished my degree in polymer materials and engineering, which is related to material science. So I filtered out all the programs that is related to material science, and there are a few, material science or chemistry. The program I'm going to, it's mostly about chemistry. And I also got interview calls from programs which relate to material science, actually, but I guess my program is better than other ones. So the first thing, or the first tip about the whole situation is, like, don't just apply randomly, and only apply. You're just gonna waste your time if you just keep applying randomly. apply to those programs which relates to your degree that you have just got. Then the next point is pay a lot of attention to your motivation letter. So in your motivation letter, you have to convince themselves like, okay, you are worth of $55,000, you are worth of 49 to 50,000 euros. So a boat is coming in my way, so they told me like a boat is coming because it's a harbor, right? Cruise terminal. So I'm in the cruise terminal. It's basically the north part of the station is cruise terminal. 你好。
行，这挺好的。
好，谢谢。So this part is cruise terminal. So they told me like, okay, there is a ship that is coming, so I have to move, you know. So anyway, see the view behind me. So what I was saying is that pay attention to your motivation letter, you know, that you have to convince them, really convince them like you are worthy of that kind of money and worthy of basically, you know, going to Europe and travel to many countries and have a degree from those universities, and these are world-class universities that you're talking about. So what I was saying is that don't be nervous during your interview. Just take it, relax, you know. I mean, it's not that hard, or they're not like a rude interviewers. So, and trust me, they will treat you very nicely during the during the interview process. So what I was saying is that don't be nervous during your interview. It's gonna be super easy if you're not nervous, you know. It's okay if you don't get selected. It's all right, you know, maybe apply next year, you know, or there are other scholarships that you can try for. So just don't be nervous, take everything easy. I have seen people, they get nervous and later they just lose their chance. They cannot even answer simple question, although they have studied for years, but still they cannot answer simple questions just because they're nervous, you know. And the final and one of the most important point is that don't forget to check your email, and don't forget to check the deadlines of each programs. Don't forget to check the deadlines, all right? There was one program maybe when I was applying to, I wanted to apply to that program, but later I found out, like when I was checking later, after a few days, I just saw that the deadline is already over. Anyway, so don't forget to remember the deadlines, and don't forget to check your emails, you know, because they're gonna let you, if there is any news or update, they're gonna let you through your emails, right? So be careful and always check your emails. So that's it for this video, and I hope you guys get Erasmus Mundus scholarship and move to Europe and study in your dream university, study in your dream countries. This is one of the best chances that you can get in your lifetime. I mean, it can change your life. Let me show you once again my view. I'll just walk around and enjoy the view until the sunset and then go back. So until the next time, goodbye.